Okemo Valley local Sammy Blanchette brings together fellow artists, entrepreneurs, family, and friends and talks about life, work, and everything in between. It's the Tasty Twist with Sammy B. Enjoy.
That's right. Yes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Tasty Twist with Sammy B, host and producer Sammy Blanchette. Hola. Well, like most days, there was a lot of moving parts leading up into this episode. We were originally going to have a good friend of mine who will be back eventually, Mr. Zach Yakitis. So instead, we're going to give you something completely out of left field, as he's had to put on the shirt in prepreration. He works here, Willem Bargfrede.
Yeah.
So I'm 3 for 3 on getting that correct so far.
The last
today.
name, yep.
The last name, yes,
Yep.
exactly. Before we started with the episode here, you gave a lot of different renditions of what people have called your last name before.
Yeah,
Hamburger.
I've gotten it all.
Right.
I've gotten it all. It's pronounced Bargfrede, but I get Bargfrede. I get Bargfrede. The best one.
Bargfrede?
Bargfrede. Yep. The best one I think was from my. I had a prescription to pick up, and someone called me Mr. Barfgreed. That one was pretty good.
We have an order for Barfgreed. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you just go into
So you're sick and you're greedy. How does that work together?
You know, it's one of the many mysteries of I guess this name.
And you know, you're only and here's the thing: you're only 22, so you have a lot more years of these mysteries to come by.
I'm certain that there will be, versions of this name I've never heard that I'm sure throughout the rest of my days they'll just come up, So 2 forms of punishment today. You're thrown into the fire here as a staff member, now being a special guest. I'm into
as
it.
we're putting together an episode last minute here. You have to wear a Sammy B shirt. And
Yes, sir.
He also had a punishment for postponing an episode last week. Not that this matters because this is a podcast, but he had to get a car, which actually a Hyundai Elantra.
I did, yep.
That's your car, right?
Yeah, I went and bought a
That's what Patrick told
Hyundai.
me in the pregame. Yeah. So that was my first car too.
Oh, yeah?
But contrary, I'm sure you have nothing but Bluetooth. I had a cassette player.
I thought when I first looked at it that it had a CD player in it, which is kind of like weird to think that a 2025 model would have had a CD player in it.
But you didn't hear the CD skipping.
Right. Well, I didn't have anything in it, and then I actually signed off and drove the car away, and
without paying for it.
Well, no, I did pay for it, and I stole it right from the lot.
You stole it right from the lot. Yeah,
and I looked again, and I was like, shoot, I guess it doesn't have one. I don't know why I was surprised, but I was kind of like, I got ripped off, on my Hyundai Elantra.
You couldn't get all of Taylor Swift's catalog in CD form.
I know, man.
One of these days.
Tragic, it's really tragic.
So you're 22, and are you from Vermont originally?
I am. Yep.
Yeah. What town?
I was primarily, my childhood, I was raised in Andover, but I moved to Chester later on.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm still at.
It's right down the road, neighbors.
Down the road.
Simonsville is the other one that I remember.
Yeah.
Where the old Rowell's Inn used to be, which is now the In-Between.
Yes.
Have you been there yet for food?
I think once, way back in the old days.
Well, they're in now of most recent days. So it might have been called Rowell's Inn.
Yeah, I think probably.
Yeah, it's a good
come
restaurant.
to think of it, I don't know.
Yeah. The owner, shout out Christina, she now, former of Rowell's Inn, now owns Mom, which is called Mercantile on Main Bakery in Chester.
Yep.
You should check out that place sometimes too.
I have.
Right next to our good friends at Southern Pie and the Fullerton Inn. We're doing a full promo for Chester now so far. Yeah. So you have always had a career as a YouTuber or a technology guy?
I don't know if I'd say always, but yeah.
So in your young life so far.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So the long and short of it is my senior year of high school was at the height of COVID. And so I was bored to tears at home. And so I just kind of with some friends, we were just talking online and
it's what everybody does nowadays.
Exactly.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep. Especially
this is
then.
rare face to face.
Especially
right?
then. Everybody this was the way I talked with basically everybody. We were playing some game or whatever and some video game and
which one?
What was it? I think it was Resident Evil 7, I want to say.
Up to 7 now. Wow.
There's a 9th coming out.
There's a 9th? Ooh.
I'm pretty excited.
Pretty soon they'll be up to a 17 like the iPhone.
That's correct. Yes. If only they could release them that fast.
God. What are they releasing, like 3 a year?
iPhones?
Yeah.
Something
no,
like
no,
that.
No, the video game.
Resident Evil?
Yeah, you're Resident Evil. Yeah, that thing. Sorry, dude. I remember Mario and Sonic and Spyro, Crash Bandicoot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Resident Evil, I'm like, Pig Latin. Is that, I can't speak that language.
Those are the real OGs.
Yeah.
I grew up on Mario.
Yeah.
I love Mario and Zelda.
No, Duck Hunt was the real OG.
Duck Hunt and Mario were a pack-in. Nintendo
Patrick probably remembers. Shout out to Patrick Cody in the back. He probably remembers Duck Hunt.
Yes, sir.
Quack. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. We say that a lot on these episodes too. Yeah.
We have fun here on the Tasty Quiz.
We do. I'm a very happy Red Sox fan these days. That's why I brought former Red Sox Jason Varitek back into the fold. And I got my little reward. I always have to show it. I'm so happy. Community impact and Paul McCartney is here as well too. Okay, so how long have you now been with Okemo Valley TV?
Let's see. I think I started like May, so it's only been like 3-4 months.
Boy, time flies, man.
Maybe April. I don't really remember entirely.
Yeah, it's like a few weeks off, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you do the math accordingly.
It's something. Yeah, somewhere in that range.
It's a fun company to work for, isn't it?
It's a really fun company to work for.
As he said, he's enjoyed the Tasty Twist so far. Filming and everything.
I have a good time. I have been privileged enough to be able to film, I think, every one of these episodes except, the first 2 Patrick did. And then
how dare he?
I filmed episodes 3 and 4. And this is what, 5?
This is 5. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. 5 is a special number to me.
Yep. Same here.
Not for any significant reason, because I loved Nomar Garcia Parra of the Red Sox when he was on the Red Sox, and I don't know if he'll ever watch this, but he had contractual issues and became a whiner. He probably has another story, but anyways, he got traded in 2004, but he always wore number 5 for the Red Sox. He was the first player that I remember watching Major League Baseball as a kid.
Okay.
Back when I was your age. No, actually younger than that. Yeah. Anyways, so you're liking it here and everything. And so you've spent a lot of time now, like being a YouTube content creator, correct?
Yeah. Better part of 4 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you primarily like focus on, would you say?
Well, like I was saying before, it just kind of started during COVID. And I just started kind of talking about video games online, and it just sort of, for some reason, I still don't understand why, people just kept watching it, and so I've just kind of kept doing it.
We don't want to call them nerds because there is a market for it, but we do. Okay, all right, yeah. All right. I was trying to be kind, everybody.
Yeah, but So people keep watching it, and so I've just kind of kept doing it, and a lot of the stuff that I do is like you could call it like a video essay, right?
Right.
Like, kind of, I like to say that I sort of like look at games in a similar way that like a literacy teacher might look at like, an old book, right? Where we look at it as like a text with a underlying message rather than just like a game.
Sure, yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that I like doing the most. And a lot of my buddies, they operate, similar channels, stuff like that. So I've kind of made some friends online through it. And a lot of my friends in person have sort of followed down a similar path, and they're kind of experimenting with their own content at the same time.
And obviously for various reasons, as we mentioned off the air, just general ballpark, how many followers do you have, like just overall, you would say?
Just past 50,000 subscribers.
Wow, that's pretty good, man.
Like a couple of weeks ago, I think.
That's pretty good. And did something like this during COVID, obviously, I'm sure it helped, because that's when I learned how to do Facebook Live and everything, and also learned Venmo and PayPal and getting that out there. But did that take time, or did that like hit the algorithm like right away? Like all of a sudden you got like a lot of like content followers.
It's kind of funny. It actually did take some time. I was kind of fortunate enough to like the third video I made happened to be one of those ones that was kind of lightning in the bottle. It struck at just the right time. It was about just the right topic. And
what was it about?
It was about a game called Elden Ring.
Also past my time, but that's
it's related to Dark Souls. If anyone watching's ever heard of Dark Souls,
okay.
But it kind of struck at just the right time. It was a complicated game. There was a lot of like kind of subtext behind it. So we kind of dove into that, and it hit at just the right time, and it kind of gave me this first taste of like, oh, people really care about like analyzing these games as like a storytelling medium rather than just kind of mindless entertainment, you know? So that kind of impassioned me to keep going with it, because, you know, I just started it for fun. I didn't have any intent to like, you know, even have a portion of what I'm at now. But I gained enough of a following off of that video to monetize my channel. And kind of from there, it was another year or so of like kind of just trying to experiment and find kind of what I was doing. And this was while I was in college. So I was kind of, you know, primarily just focused on school. And in my free time, I would just make videos. And,
what'd you go to school for?
I went to school for computer science at Champlain College in Burlington.
Okay.
And so then after I did 1 year in person at Champlain, and then I switched to online. So I moved back home, and there I was working a little bit in the community, but I still had a lot of free time on my hands. And so I continued to make more videos. And once again, there was another couple of games that came along that really that's when it really picked up. It was about a year after that initial video that first got me to monetization. I stuck at around like
what was the exact moment you recognized it should be a monetizing opportunity?
Well, YouTube lays it out for you pretty cleanly. They've got if you have
like the 1,000 followers,
if you have 1,000 subscribers, you can monetize it. Yep. And I didn't really care so much about making the money, especially at first. I was like, you know, this is just it was just neat that I hit that milestone, and it prompted me to do it, so I did.
You probably cared more about the emotional value it gave people for something about, like, there could be others that could be like, oh, it's a video game, what do you mean? Or say, for example, it's the Red Sox. How can you be that, like, emotionally attached?
Totally, yeah.
People are emotionally attached to things, man, and you feel like you're making an impact. It's like what I'm doing with this and also being a musician. It's like the same thing. It's the same thing,
you know, and I've always kind of been of the opinion that, like, you know, stories and the media that we consume have a lot of value, you know, like in our lives and things, you know, at least for me personally.
Different version of power, kind of.
Absolutely. That's the kind of thing that's really, you know, I feel like there's a lot of great stories in all mediums that have really made a big impression on me, you know, and I wanted to be the person to sort of share that with people if I could, even if I don't have the knowledge to make games directly, but there's connections in a lot of these that I think people just kind of like it doesn't occur to them, you know?
Right.
So I like trying to kind of inspire people to look for that. And even if you're just playing something for fun, you know, it's fun to overthink it a little bit.
Oh,
and analyze it kind of analytically, I guess.
Do you have anybody else that works? Are you like a company, you would say, exactly, or operate as a company?
Legally, yes.
Yeah.
But
so do you have other people that work with you?
No.
So you're solo.
Correct.
So you're like the sole proprietor, keeping an eye on all the analytics, all the views, the numbers, and everything.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So I years down the line, this was about 6 months ago, I actually registered, officially registered the channel as a company, so that I could, you know, have the opportunity to do things like, if I take sponsorships, I don't have to give them my social security now, stuff like that. You know, I have an employer identification number, things like that.
Right.
And I don't really have any intent to have any employees, but it also opens up the option to contract, you know.
Sure.
So if I wanted a part-time editor or a research assistant or whatever, I can pay somebody for that now. Which, you know, I guess I could previously, but like there's no way for me to separate that work. You
have to budget for it. That's what it comes down to.
I'd have to budget for it, but it wouldn't be deductible. You know, that would just be income that I've just kind of
to go to payroll or whatever.
Right. So now that it's kind of a company in a legal sense, so that opens up that opportunity for me to do those things. I still kind of struggle with that on more of a personal level, because I feel like, you know, I don't want to I feel weird about giving my work to someone else, you know,
Yeah.
even if I'm paying them. And also
you
like,
have the fear of the product getting watered down if you have
Exactly,
somebody
yes,
who doesn't
definitely.
have the same necessarily vision or passion because it was
Yes.
yours.
Yeah, totally.
I can see that.
And
yeah.
even just as recently as I've talked to one of my friends who has his own channel, shout out Alex.
Shout out Alex.
He, I've offered him, you know, like kind of like part-time like research assistant stuff in the past, but he works a ton. You know, he's really into it. He's probably as passionate about it as I am, but he works a ton and he's still in school. You know, it's a tough ask to ask. The people that I trust with doing that kind of work don't have the time, you know, because they're already doing their own stuff.
One of the questions I wanted to ask, getting back to analytics, but another one I had in mind. There's a lot we can go down with this.
Totally.
And I also like talking about things that I'm not as familiar with, but I could wing a general idea and like understanding of it. What is the largest number of views on a video you've had so far?
It was about 2 years ago that I put this one out. I believe it was in February of 2020. Would that be 3 now? Yeah.
Yep.
That video started very slow. For the first like couple of months, it only had like a couple of thousand, like 2,000 views or something like that. And then once again, the YouTube algorithm just like kind of put its sights on it for whatever reason.
Yep.
And that video currently, I believe, is sitting at 800,000 views.
Wow.
I believe.
Wow. So just shy of 1 million.
Just shy of 1 million. That was really
That's awesome.
That was the big one that really, you know, that got me from previously to that. I was at like 1,000 subs, like I said.
Yeah.
That got me to 10,000.
Wow.
You know? So it just like within like a couple of months.
Right.
So that was huge.
What are you using for filming and capturing your content? Is it mostly your phone, or do you have cameras set up at your house?
Yeah. So the way that I do videos is maybe a little bit different than you would think in like terms of traditional video making. It's I mostly use like OBS and just screen capture directly, like direct game footage, essentially.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I don't know if you're familiar with, there's kind of a style of like filmmaking, you could say, called like machinima.
Yeah,
like
I don't know about it all that well, but I've heard the name. Yeah.
So it's using.
It's
like,
almost got as funny of a pronunciation as your last name. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's basically, the long and short of machinima is it's basically using like game engines or 3D modeling engines and stuff like that, and basically using that as your camera. So instead of physically having a camera on me, I pose in-game characters or whatever, or use in-game scenes as the backdrop for, like, as the medium for the story basically to go. And to be clear, I don't like make up like all of the stuff going on in the video necessarily. It's more of an overview of what the creator of the game has done. But I like to interject these little, you know, funny like skits, I guess, or something like that you could say, using that technique. And I started doing that just kind of on a whim. I was just like, one of my buddies said it would be funny, and I just started doing it, and it really like stuck, and people seemed to like it, so we continue to do it.
Now, even though you work primarily solo, on any of your videos where you're analyzing the video games, do you bring in some friends in the video to analyze it with
sometimes,
you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Kind of like podcasting like this sort of.
Yeah, a little bit. The big person that I always turn to is, once again, my buddy Alex. He has put me on to a lot of the topics that I ended up covering. Because, you know, it starts out like I'll just play something for fun. And certainly not everything I play is like, oh, wow, this is a masterpiece. I have to talk about it online.
Yeah.
But a lot of the games that he's introduced me to are ones that I've ended up working on. And a lot of the times we will discuss a lot of like the lore or kind of the story for hours before that, before I even like plan on making a video on it. And so he usually informs the process a lot, and has overtly helped me with research on a number of occasions.
Gotcha. How many videos have you done so far?
It's funny, I looked at this today because I had to respond to somebody that was asking about sponsorship, and they asked the same question, and the official number is 96.
Wow.
But most, I wouldn't say most, but a good portion of those are from, remember that year between the first video and actually like hitting, you know, another kind of good, like learning what was going on.
Yep.
I made a bunch of different stuff and not all of it was necessarily good. So a lot of those are from that time and a lot of them are unlisted now. So no one can really see them.
Do you think there's eventually with video game analysis content that there's going to be a cap and a limit on what you can do?
I have thought that I've hit that many times. And I mean, logically, like, yes, there's got to be something. The thing that kind of, I wouldn't say scares me, but that kind of makes me nervous most about doing that type of content is that once the public has kind of moved on from a game, who's to say that the next thing that comes along is worthy of discussion?
Sure,
you know what I mean? Or that I'm going to be able to make anything out of it.
It's a relative way to also look at, say, movie sequels.
Exactly.
You could say the exact same thing. On the heels of Happy Gilmore 2 just getting released, you know, a week or so ago.
Yep.
What was that? Something with Netflix, almost 45 million views on opening weekend. So
was it really?
Yeah, about that. Yeah. Record for Netflix, definitely.
That's crazy.
With that being said, though, it brings up another question I have. In that, what's another avenue of analysis content on your channel that you'd like to get into after video games? Because you've got the followers now. You can start. You can start. I mean, with I would imagine with hopefully the same passion and energy, but that's a conversation for another time. In each episode, you can go into a completely different career or mini side career field for analysis. I would think
that's an initiative I've kind of started.
Good to be adaptable
recently.
That way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of part of the reason why is like, I'm like, you know, I don't want this to get stale either, you know, because I'm also, you know, there's a tough balance to strike with like the stuff that I like making isn't necessarily the stuff that people signed up to see too.
Sure.
So it's kind of, there has to be a balance struck of like, I have to do something that is creatively like good for me. But then I have to mix in some stuff that's maybe like
that's going to pay the bills.
Exactly.
That's going to pay the bills.
The long and short of it, you know, people will tell you that it's not about the money.
I play Freebird to get money in the tip jar.
Exactly. Yes.
But then I play my originals like in these episodes. Your time is precious.
Yes.
For my own personal enjoyment. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, so I've recently started to kind of, you know, my philosophy with it is like if I drip feed it to people slowly, they like, you know, it'll be easier to digest the change there, you know? So
you don't want to have the drastic change immediately right away.
Yeah.
It'll be, what happened?
Yeah. I'm just going to immediately go to like covering comic books or something.
Yeah. Whereas you want to go with the approach of like, okay.
Yeah. There's some saying about like a frog in some boiling water or whatever. And it's like, if you...
I've never heard that.
Okay. So the premise is
Ribbit.
Like, if you have a thing if you have like a...
Ribbit.
If you have like a pot of boiling water or whatever and you just throw a frog into it, it's going to jump out because it's hot. But if you put the frog in some water...
Unless they're used to Florida.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Or Death Valley.
Right.
Yeah, or the equator.
But I guess on the inverse of that is like if you just like put a frog in some room temperature water and then slowly bring the temperature up, it doesn't notice, you know? So that's sort of my approach with this is I started... a couple of weeks ago, I put out a video it was still about a game that I cover a lot, but it wasn't about narrative analysis. It was like, oh, here's the weird stuff out of bounds.
Right.
You know, like, and just like doing like an exploration of that kind of thing.
Do you do videos, do you do multiple videos on the same video game sometime, but in a sense of like, you say to the public, all right, here's this level, here's the way that I approach that you want to go jump on this cliff, or like how you're going to want to slay this monster. So you do those also
sometimes
too?
Sometimes usually
guys, here's level 7 now you're going to want to
usually it's not like a main focus, but if there is opportunity for me to be helpful to somebody in the process and give them like some other like tip, like, you know, if this is...
then you get the comment section. # that did not work at all. Why would you suggest
I've had that before.
Yeah.
I have had that before. I remember one time there was something like that, and I just made it as an offhand remark, like I was talking about the story behind like some boss or whatever, and I was like, by the way, if you're having trouble with this, stand in this corner. It makes you like, you just can't reach it or whatever. It's like, actually... they definitely can. I checked it this morning. I'm like, bro, there was a patch that went out the night before to fix that exact problem.
Yeah, like you're an expert all of a sudden. Like the next day.
This is gonna be. Yep.
My God, dude, it's dealing with the public, man. You can't please everybody. And you're always going to have keyboard warriors. Yeah.
You totally will. Yeah. It's kind of funny, like I really am fortunate. I don't get a lot of like
keyboard warriors.
Yeah, not really. I kind of like expect.
Do you respond to any of them in the comments section?
I try to respond to everybody.
You try? That's good, man. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
And it's gotten harder recently, but. And I've also gotten like
as one guy
of it a little more recently. I'm like, like I could be, instead of commenting, I'd rather be making something else,
Right, exactly.
And it's also like, previously what I would do was like, before I go to bed, I'd go and I'd respond to like every new comment of the day or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is just like not a good way to get ready to sleep. You know what I mean? Like even if it's positive, I don't need to be thinking about YouTube all the time. That's really the hard part.
In a way, it's kind of like engaging on Facebook and Instagram, responding to all the comments.
Yeah, totally.
It's hard, man. It's hard, especially if you have a big following, man. I mean, like you said, 50,000 is a lot. And I would imagine on that video with, just shy of 1 million views, you've probably got comments up the wazoo. Thousands. Just because how it hit the algorithm. All of a sudden you've got everybody, they may not necessarily even be subscribers to your channel.
Oh, most of them are not.
But they're commenting.
Yes.
Like they're commenting.
Yeah.
So there's all that thrown in.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, Patrick had an interesting question at the beginning, which we laid out. So the Tasty Twist with Sammy B, I am very happy the success it's had locally here in the community and the outreach on Okemo Valley TV and everything. But if I did want to take it to that next level, what are your thoughts and suggestions for the videos getting picked up by the algorithm?
Okay.
We had one of them. And last year, shout out to the guys from the Unqualified band down in Southern Vermont. They're coming back in about another month. Their instrumental video hit the algorithm. And of course, the comment section. So yeah.
What's it sitting at now?
Patrick, I don't know if he can lay any of that information out.
I think he left. I believe he's not. I believe he's AFK, as we say in the biz.
AFK. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's already 12:55. Yeah, so everybody knows this is a podcast episode, but we're cared about the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so he's out. Patrick, sorry, you're out. You're gone. Paul, any idea? No. Veritech? Yes.
But it doesn't
look. He bobbled his head. Yeah, exactly.
Look at him go.
Maybe 3,000, maybe more. Okay. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but it got a lot of comments for what that was.
Okay. Well, that's the first step. That's really the thing. Is
most of them positive, by the way, too. Thank you.
Good
world.
Okay. We like to see it.
Yes, we like that. Yeah. So, is there a rhyme or reason like how it happens? Or
there is. It's not 100%. There's not really a hard science to it, but there are a lot of things you can do to really push yourself in that direction pretty strongly. So the biggest thing on YouTube, and YouTube changes a lot too, is the other problem. Like they are constantly adjusting the algorithm of what gets picked up and what doesn't.
Right. I'm sure you guys here at Okemo Valley TV are figuring that out also as well.
Definitely, it's something that I've been really trying to help us with a lot.
Right.
But
because that's where our target market is a lot of the times now. Are the mobile apps and the channel. By the way, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
We can blurt the logo and the thing into that also.
I'll edit it in post. Yes,
Good
sir.
job. Yes, dude. I got to put you on payroll. You're doing the double duty here, separate payroll. Sorry, continue. Squirrel.
No, so
squirrel. You could put a squirrel in the video also too, like right here. Yeah.
It'll be right there. I'll put a squirrel.
Right there. Put a squirrel.
Nice.
Put it right here. Yeah.
I will too. I'll do it.
You will? Will?
I will. I'll Bargfrede.
You will.
That's what I'll do.
You'll Bargfrede. Bargfrede.
Yes, sir. But so the big thing as far as YouTube, pretty like not perennially. The main thing that you want to try and inspire is comments. That's always been true, and it probably always will be. A lot of people, unfortunately, take sort of a what would you say, like a sort of cynical look at this, and they're like, oh well, if I can provoke like a negative comment, it's still a comment, and that is true.
Yeah, I mean there isn't an old saying, unfortunately, negative press travels farther.
Yes, that is true, and that's definitely also. There's a case to be made that that's also true on YouTube, but it's just as easy to contrary to popular belief, people want to comment. like naturally, like instinctively. People want to do this. There is a large amount of viewership, like, and I'm one of them. When I watch YouTube, I basically never say anything. But
that's like me on local Facebook groups. I'll throw something out there like a promotional post, but I will not engage in any of the comments after that.
Totally.
Okemo Valley community. I will not say a word. Anyways,
but so that's the big one. Yeah. The other big thing that's really important, I would say, is the way that you tag the video in YouTube's algorithm. So you get 500 characters basically, and you can type as many tags as you want here. And I see a lot of people type a couple. Like for us, it might just be, Tasty Twist, Sammy B, Tasty Twist with Sammy B, podcast, music podcast, something like that. Yeah. And people usually will exhaust those obvious ones and stop. Don't do that. Fill it with as many as you can.
As many as you can.
Even if they're like loosely related. Yeah. And I actually
Someone told me about that with TikTok one year also too. Same concept. Yeah.
Same concept. Yep. I'm not really on TikTok. I can't stand it personally.
I stopped using it when it went away. Well, actually, okay, world, what did I do? Let me dig in my brain here for a minute. Okay.
Comment if you know what Sammy did with his TikTok account.
All right. Somebody in power, trying to not go down this avenue, but somebody in power earlier this year said it's gone. So I'm like, okay, great. One less thing I have to worry about.
Right.
So I deleted the app, but then within 24 hours it came back. Within a couple of weeks, I put the app back on my phone because I still had an account, and I forgot my password.
I think a lot of people did that.
Sorry. So now I just mainly just use Instagram and Facebook. So what can I say? I don't know.
So there's
I don't really care.
No, that's the thing.
I told Patrick before the episode, all right, age gap difference, but we're all young.
Yeah.
Patrick's a kid and he's 50.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You're a kid until you die, mentally.
True.
There's just too much. It's great.
There's way too much.
There's way too much.
It's one of those things I kind of feel
way too much.
I feel negatively about even contributing to the bloat online a lot of the time. I feel I do feel bad sometimes. I'm like, I should just making content is not what we need more of, is kind of what I think to myself sometimes.
We need back and forth with the keyboard warriors.
We need less.
Well, you're wrong or I'm right.
We need less of everything, not more of it. But I'm at the same time I'm thinking it makes me happy. It makes the people that watch it happy. And that's, I think, a lot more than can be said of a lot of content out there.
Sure,
I think you would agree.
Yeah. You would agree with this on this, right? Positive content. You want to keep it as positive and stuff like this, funny and engaging.
Totally.
Like today, I didn't have to make you a surprise guest or whatever, but I'm like, dude, let's throw it out there. This is going to be a blast.
It'd be fun to do.
Yeah. So
totally.
Here we are. So fun, engaging content like this. Yeah, you need more of that and less of. Not that distracting stuff isn't funny every once in a while, but less of the
in moderation,
negative.
Though.
Yeah, right. Especially moderation. Moderation can be a moderation too.
Definitely.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
So I mean, it's a weird balance to walk in a lot of ways, where it's I don't want to, I kind of worry about am I contributing to that kind of mess that is the internet nowadays? But I don't know. I'd like to think not.
It depends. It depends on what the mess is. Everybody's version of a mess. Everybody's version of everything is different.
Very much so.
Right. As the comedian Lewis Black said, he goes, in a way, we're all different. So we're kind of just like snowflakes. We're all different, shapes and sizes. Yeah.
Totally.
It's so if the world, if everybody, if every situation and every person was the color gray or the same situation, nothing would be interesting.
That's exactly right.
So we're all different. You know?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we all have different hobbies and all really don't know what's going on. Speaking of not knowing what's going on, I know nothing really kind of about rock climbing, but you like rock climbing.
I love rock climbing. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Rutland's finest. There's a place still up there, right?
Yes. Shout out to the gym in Rutland, Vermont here. That is a fantastic. I've been to a lot of climbing gyms. That is still my favorite one.
Right. How many? I think I went there one time. It's got a lot of different features.
Yes, it has a ton of different features. That's why I like it.
Do you have to schedule by appointment or
no? No. Sometimes they have events going on there, but usually like
birthday parties, Chuck E. Cheese style.
They do sometimes do that. They have like.
Did you ever go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh yeah. We didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I never grew up close to one, but we had friends in Pennsylvania that we'd visit. And we'd go there whenever we saw them.
Nothing sketchy at all about that mouse right front and center on the building.
No, sir. Nope.
Robotic band that breaks down half the time. Parents are having beers like in the bar area. Yeah. While you're playing whack-a-mole or whack-a-crocodile. You know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Mommy, I got the tokens. I get to get the stuff.
I gotta get me some damn prizes. Headed up to the counter right now.
Meanwhile, it's just like a magic 8-ball or something. Nothing.
Not even like that. Yeah. Like some plastic like frog that breaks.
Yeah, plastic frog that breaks, or it's got like the real stretchy leg that like falls.
Those like little plastic like stretchy arms that you can like flick and like pick up like a penny with or something. I love those.
Goodness, but the problem is see, I don't know. My take, these arcades and places, they're getting cheaper and cheaper by the year. You got to get like minimum 50 to 100 tokens from Skee-Ball or whatever game you're playing, just to get 5 little mini like bouncy balls.
Also, it costs so much to play arcade games now.
Come on,
there's one arcade, a local.
And if currency's going away, well, pennies are going away. I don't know about quarters, but yeah,
I didn't know. That snuck right up on me. I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah, it is. Supposedly next year or beyond.
Yeah.
But they're not going to fully go away. They're just going to stop making them.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody told me I was buying like a soda at a gas station or something, and I had a bunch of change I was trying to get rid of. And the lady behind the counter was like, oh, you might want to hold on to those pennies. They're not making them anymore.
Facebook Marketplace, you can get a lot of them in the future. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even realize. And then I looked it up later. I was like, oh, no shit.
You ever saw on Facebook Marketplace?
I have been known to peruse it quite a lot.
I find that anytime you throw something out in the algorithm of Facebook Marketplace, it's usually someone from Claremont, New Hampshire that comes out. It was,
that's
right?
True.
Yeah.
I had a lawnmower I was trying to get rid of.
Or Lebanon, yeah.
Yeah, it was this like, not riding lawnmower, but it's like this massive lawnmower that you push, and it...
push mower.
Yeah,
but it doesn't have...
huge like deck mower.
This is the one that you stand on?
It had a little platform that came down and like dragged along the grass. So it was this weird like hybrid mower, but it was this huge beast of a thing. And the drivetrain just totally stopped working one day when we were using it. And so it just got stuck there in that spot. Luckily it was not in a bad spot. It got stuck there for years. And we had no idea how to get rid of it. It's like 2 tons. We can't move this thing.
What'd you sell it for?
Well, somebody, I want to say, my mother posted it on Facebook, got sick of looking at it, and was like, oh, it's like $100, but you have to come pick it up. I'm like, whatever you can get for it.
Only 100? Dude, I would think you can get a couple thousand.
Probably, but we just want to get rid of it.
Yeah, right.
Some guy, it was like 4 minutes later, some guy said he was driving up from Massachusetts to get this mower. Yeah. And he was there.
Nowhere in Vermont, but every other surrounding state of Vermont. It's like, here's the person.
He was there a couple hours later.
Jeez.
Took that thing away. I don't even remember how he got it. He somehow released the calipers on it, and we have a terrible yard that's there's no even terrain anywhere on it. So he rolled it down this hill right into the back of his truck and just left. It was Facebook Marketplace, a wild place.
Yeah, and it's interesting you bring up the just wanting to get rid of it. The problem is when you have that mentality, it's very similar to someone trying to just move on from a house and sell it to anybody.
Yep.
Right away, you're going to get those people that question everything.
Yep.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with that? Why is the price so low? How much has it been used? Because that's one of those security questions on Facebook Marketplace. What's the condition?
Yeah.
Brand new, good, used fair, or used bad. And then you have to type in the actual description of the description.
Yeah. That's one of
so many layers of security, man.
That's kind of my... I lean more.
This has nothing to do with rock climbing, by the way, but at all.
That's I lean more toward.
Welcome to the Tasty Twist, everybody. Yeah.
We have fun here, like I said before. But I lean more toward the other direction of I never want to like get rid of anything. I'm always like, oh, I can sell it. It's like a piece of like a windshield wiper I found on the side of the road. I'm like, I could probably get $1 for this.
What? Not at O'Reilly? O'Reilly.
I had to go there the other day.
Ow, so did I. For windshield wipers?
For windshield wipers.
Yeah, did you? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. $70 later. Sorry, O'Reilly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well. Okay.
And then I traded that car in anyway. So
There you
point.
go. Yeah.
Shouldn't have even bothered.
They could have just, the dealership could have just docked that off of like the trade-in price, you know?
Yeah.
But you went the extra mile and took care of the dealership. Good boy, Will.
That's right. Yeah. I make sure that they're taken care of over at Hyundai.
I'm thinking, you know, I like my Hyundai, but I'm leaning towards Toyota or Honda next.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I like Volkswagen, but I'm thinking of like moving on to like Toyota.
I like Mazdas. I had a Mazda.
Was talking to me about a Mazda
my last car was a Mazda. My mom's had them her whole life. Every car she's ever had has been a Mazda. And I feel like it's a great buying experience and it's like a great car, but I just can't afford it.
Yeah.
You know? It's like minimum 30 grand.
I was about to say anything north of 35 and
Little,
so bottom line, Porsche and Teslas are never in our you know, sorry. I know you guys are doing well though. Sorry. Yeah.
Unless the tasty twist. Come on, viewers.
Come on, viewers. Let's go.
Jeez.
We'll get there. The algorithm one of these. Besides rock climbing, any other sports hobbies you like doing? Free time? What is free time, by the way?
Free time is hard to come by for me. It has been. I've really been trying hard this
What's
last
that noise,
year.
by the way? That sounds like air that wants free time.
I think it's
too.
the air conditioner.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So air conditioner has a lot of free time.
Yes.
Is this episode just all of a sudden like creeping in on us? Like,
It is.
yeah.
I can close this door. It'll make us.
Don't leave! Don't leave! Oh, we'll be back.
There we go.
Come back. Will. There you are.
There you go. I'm back.
There you go.
Don't worry, buddy.
No, it's still there. The noise is still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great that content like this goes out to the world.
It is.
You know? Yeah. It's.
We need more of this, though.
Yes.
You know, it's not like super like
Okemo Valley
over.
TV people, find us. We have radio coming, by the way, end of the year.
That's
end of the
gonna be
year,
so
we have
fun.
radio
Are
coming.
we doing a show or what?
Oh, we should. Yeah.
We should do a show.
A live
I think it'd be
show.
fun.
Yeah, not just podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, folks, on WLUD, boy, that noise is really loud, isn't it?
I think. Oh, is it leaving?
Yeah, it's like Laconia Bike Week, the motorcycles. I keep going. My buddy Alex DeLuca, shout out Alex. Yeah.
Shout out Alex. Yes.
Yeah. 10, 15 days of like motorcycles coming by. And he's so passionate and everything. I love it. He's just like, oh, you're only here for one day. I get this every day. I'm like, I know. So I don't live out there for a reason. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's okay. We have ski season in Okemo, and there's a lot of cars that come.
That's right.
Like every Saturday. So yeah. Anyways.
Many, some might
Other
say.
things you like to do besides rock climbing?
I've been trying hard in the last year to give myself some more free time because for like
There's that term again,
several
free time.
years,
Yeah.
for several years, a lot of my time, like if I wasn't working on a video, I was doing classes, and if I wasn't doing classes, I was working on a video. You know, so it was just kind of that day in and day out.
You just have a bachelor's or a master's?
I bachelor's is what I'm working on now.
Bachelor's.
Yep.
Okay, still working on it. Okay, yeah.
And I've got like a year left.
Ish.
Ish.
Yeah. To get that lovely piece of paper.
Oh yeah, hopefully. I can't wait. I'm so ready to be done.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like now that's kind of like with the free time that I had, I used to pick up work here because I just like being busy, you know.
Are you burnt out from the school process itself?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listening, nothing against teachers, we need them, but listening to teachers or the dedicating 2.5 hours ish of like the same material weekly.
It's kind of funny. I feel like a hypocrite, you know, because I love to learn, but like
on your own time.
Yeah, that's the thing. And like online degrees, you know, if you're trying to save money like I was, it's the way to go. But if you like, it's really self-guided, but it's also a lot of like review, if that makes sense. It's not so much learning new stuff, it's more legitimizing what I already know so I can get credit for it. And that's a tiring process to just have to prove that I'm not like dumb over and over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What you mean, like learning about the Civil War back in the 1800s for like, the 7th time?
Similar, yeah. Like a lot of it's like I just took I've been like web coding for years, and I just had to retake like intro to JavaScript again. Yeah. I'm like, I would need a reintroduction on that big time. I don't need to do this. Like, you know, I'm not by any means a good programmer. Right. But I don't need to do this again.
Did we ever talk about MySpace?
Oh, man.
So you used to have to know how to code your MySpace page.
Yeah.
That used to be a thing.
I think they should bring that back.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know where coding is needed in Facebook and Instagram and other things now, right? Yeah, this is really, yeah, I'm looking around. This is like a little,
That's kind of wild.
Maybe it's a sign telling us that we need to wrap this episode up. Do you want to or keep going and talk
I don't
a few
care.
more?
I'll do whatever.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, you know what, Aaron? Wow. Well, before we get taken over.
Is it raining? Is it raining? Is that what it is?
It might be. We should go find out.
Okay.
Give a shout out to who you want to like say thank you to.
Sure. Okay. So I guess
I think that is rain.
it must be.
Yeah. Shout out. Quick shout out.
Okay. Thanks to my boy Alex. Once again, I've shouted him out a couple times. You're a real one. Thanks to all my buddies. You know who you are.
Thanks to God for raining on us.
That's kind of all I've got. Yeah, that's kind of all I've got, you know. Thank you, Mom and Dad, you know, I guess.
Shout out to you for making the episode.
Yeah,
everybody.
man.
Hey, it's been another
appreciate
episode of the Tasty Twist with Sammy B. Will Bargfrede.
Yes, sir.
Bargfrede.
Bargfrede. Good old Bargfrede.
Have a great day, everybody. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the Tasty Twist with Sammy B. Be sure to follow it on Okemo Valley TV, follow it on cable, or download their mobile app. You can also follow every episode on my website, sammybmusic.com. Have a great day. See, guys, it was in fact rain.
It was quite a lot of rain.
We thought it was air.
Yeah. All right.
All right, well, we need it. Bye.